Hello everyone and welcome to another video with me, Umber Rays, and today I'm going to be talking about something that I'm actually very unhappy about. Now, recently there have been a lot of complaints about the global side, and I've definitely had some complaints about the JP side. But now that we're getting into the 3rd year anniversary, and I think we are approaching what is one of the most important moments in Brave Exvius' lifespan, which will be its completing its 3rd year, going on to its 4th. I think that we need to talk about something that has happened recently, and that is the new gift tickets. And I think this is important for global too, because everything about this right now is really bothering me. Now, before I get too far into this video, I'm going to say one thing. Right now, we don't know everything about the gift tickets. We don't know if they will be replacing a lot of normal tickets that we are getting. We don't know how often these will be given out. We don't know if this is a permanent thing. But I think it is worth being brought to the attention of everyone right now, because it's a little bit worrying about the future of Brave Exvius. Now, recently during the TGS live stream, it was talked about that the higher ups, basically, in whether it's Alim or Scummy or whoever is pulling the strings, has been more than a little bit unhappy recently about the number of tickets that have been given out. Now, tickets are really important, not just for free-to-players, but also for people who pay money too. For example, myself, I do spend money on this game. I am definitely careful about a lot of the times when I do spend money, but, if I feel like there are units I like or stuff I like, then I will potentially throw some money at the game, but not too much, because honestly, it's just a game, and the question of how long Brave Exvius' lifespan will be has always been something that I've had a difficult time answering. It certainly seems like Brave Exvius has a future. If you look at Record Keeper or Mobius, both of those games seem to be going, fine enough, as well as Dissidia Opera Omnia. It seems like the Final Fantasy name still holds a lot of weight, and therefore these games are pretty solid. But the one thing that can definitely sink one of these mobile games is taking away stuff that was free before and that people kind of depend and rely upon to use a lot of the time. If we take a look at what has happened in Brave Exvius on the JP side over the last year, you'll notice a couple of trends. First of all, 7 stars have went from just being something that was nice to something that is becoming incredibly mandatory, and to the point where I would even say that Super TMRs are becoming quite mandatory as well. Take a look at the recent damage change. The way that damage is calculated now for anything that's not dual wield, and while dual wield may become better in the near future, for now, true dual hand essentially requires you to have an incredibly high attack item, and to beat those trials, to even get the ones that are in the game that you can get from trials, you'd need to have a pretty damn strong team. And so new content moving forward seems to be very geared towards Super TMRs as well as 7 stars. And getting a 5-star base to show up in this game is not easy. Even into the end of our 3rd year, I would say that even with general step-ups, it has proven to be quite annoying to frustrating to get a 7-star unit, because you need essentially 2 copies, and for non-limited time units where you are not willing to wait for the prism to show up in the Trust Moogle exchange shop, you're looking at an incredibly, you're looking at basically needing 4 copies of a unit to get their Super TMR, which is not easy without spending a ton of resources. And this game is not exactly, the most generous with resources still. If you look at what is being given out every month for a raid challenge in the live streams, we're basically still looking at 10 tickets, provided that we actually perform and basically spend lapis or resources to get that kind of result. And that is starting to feel a little bit worse. More recent live streams myself, I've realized just the general, why are we still doing this? Why is it still only 10 tickets? And now we've kind of gotten our answer that the higher ups are just not happy with the amount of stuff that they are giving out. And as I have said before, I think one of the worst things you can potentially do with a game like this, for whether it's anything from free-to-players or higher ups, is take away stuff that was generally, pretty good before. Because yes, the regular ticket, the regular 3-star ticket that we all know and have varying opinions on, is only so good, really. I mean, if you look at what I spent on the Regina banner, I basically used about 50 of these tickets, getting 2 rainbows. Definitely a higher than the stats would let you believe I could get out of this. But both of them were off-banner rainbows, and it feels like you're just chucking these a lot of the time and just not getting anything for them anymore. Again, regular TMRs off of 3 stars are just not valuable at all for the most part, outside of maybe some status effect stuff for Arena. 4 stars have been improved recently to have better TMRs, but the number of 4 stars that has come out on the JP side is much lower than what it has been traditionally in the past, meaning that the number of good 4 stars in the unit pool is much less than the number of bad TMRs. Take a look at the 2 new girls, and absolutely both having amazing TMRs that are only on 4-star units, but if you consider how many 4 stars are now in the unit pool, chances of getting those on a off-rate banner or even on a rate-up banner is not particularly good. Recently, it has felt like, as a matter of fact, that the rate-up banners aren't great either, with, a lot of off-banner rainbows. And again, that is subjective to all of your own experiences with your tickets. Obviously, we all have periods of good luck and periods of bad luck, but it is a concern. The number of old TMRs in the pool that are just generally terrible or bad, given the quality and difficulty of the content that is being released now, is not good enough anymore, given that a 3-star ticket has a very bad chance, what are we going to call them? Just the regular tickets just have a generally bad outcome most of the times, and even getting a yellow crystal off of them can feel really bad. And when you're hunting for MOG, bonus units, getting 0 off a banner just feels absolutely terrible. Compile that with just the fact that, Lapis is still just as expensive as it has always been, and the number of promotions that we've seen, yeah, there have been a few more, but the cost of Lapis hasn't really changed, not really incentivizing people to spend anymore because of the number of bad experiences that are mounting. If you look at just the time that you play a game and the more bad experiences that happen over that period, the less you may be inclined to spend more money in the future. And that is something that I've been feeling lately. But let's talk about what really happened recently, which is the TGS tickets. These tickets are gift tickets. They are a brand new category of ticket because, again, they weren't happy with the number of tickets that were being given out. Now, regular tickets have one very big advantage. You can spend them on banners. That is a big difference. Even though the rate ups might be absolutely shitty a lot of times, you can't use tickets towards step ups or anything like that. At least regular tickets have a better chance of getting on banner units. Your luck aside, basically, there is still some advantage to 3-star tickets. These new Tokyo or TGS gift tickets, which again are not 100% going to always happen, are essentially what I would describe as garbage tier. For one thing, they are just regular tickets that have even more limits to them. One, they're time limited, meaning that the month you get them, that's the only time you can use them. So these tickets that we have gotten, if you don't spend them by the end of September, they're gone. I think that this is unbelievably stupid of Alim to even float this idea out there. They already knew that this was a bad idea, and they did it anyway, because I think that the higher up are really making the decisions, and they're making bad, greedy decisions, and those greedy decisions in a already decreasing player base feels even worse, and is not going to help the game through word of mouth. And at this point, I'm sorry, Alim, but all you have left at this point is you know, YouTubers and the people who play your game. And if they have generally more negative experiences like this, then chances are you're going to have generally more negative word of mouth. If someone were to ask me right now, you know, should you start playing the JP side? If this shit's going to continue, I would say no. It depends. If Mog King tickets become gift tickets, I would say that that will be one of the final straws for me, personally, because I think that this is absolute trash. You get no rates up on particular banners with these. You cannot save them. You cannot use them in any way you want. It feels like a giant fucking step backwards. So even with no matter what you get off these, whether they be blues, golds, or rainbows, I think that it's undeniably absolute shit. And yes, I'm using them right now because they're not worth saving in my opinion for any reason, and I don't care right now if I get golds or rainbows or anything. I'm generally unbelievably unhappy with this, and I feel like this is going to just be a thing going forward, and it could be just one of the new things that eventually just kills Brave Exvius. Because this is bad. This is absolute trash. I don't like anything about this. Rates be damned, no matter what's going to happen with the 3rd anniversary with rates going up. I think this is just unbelievably horrible. Like, and it pisses me off to no end. When I make my financial decisions, I look at a game and think, well, you know what, they gave me some good rewards. I'm feeling, you know, the game's treating me nicely, so I'll treat them nicely. This is the opposite. This pisses me off. This deserves to be sent straight to hell. And for global players too, you should be just as worried about this as JP players should be. This is unbelievably, undeniably trash. And I think that Alim really needs to get their shit straight, or this could be one of the final straws of Brave Exvius. I hate this. I hope this stops. And I don't think that there is anything good about this at all. Alim, I don't know. I don't know what the fuck you are thinking, but this actually just makes me angry. And if this doesn't stop, if this continues, if things don't get seriously better with the 3rd anniversary, for general, and I mean like summon rates and or lapis prices or anything, then I am just not spending money anymore, and you guys can fucking deal with it. So that is all for now. I'm sorry if I sound angry. I'm definitely not angry at all of you, but we are coming to a breaking point. The amount of frustration in the community has already gotten to a way too high of a point, and this is just one more thing. And if you think that me spending them, Alim, means that I approve of them, no, I guess I just want to get all of my shitty stuff, so I can basically turn around and just sell it and tell you guys to fuck the hell off. Anyway, thank all of you for watching. Thank you for continuing to support me and my YouTube channel, and please let me know what you think of this in the comments below, because honestly, I am not happy about this. So I will see you all next time for another video.